Welcome to Season 2, Episode 2 of The View with Vertex. I'm joined today by Martyn Coles, Scaffolding, and Kelsey Coles, also of Scaffolding. To my knowledge, the only father and daughter scaffolding duo anywhere in the UK.
We're not sure about that. But
well, if there's any others out there, please feel free to jump on. We'll get you guys on as well. But as it stands, the crown goes to you two. We should change the name to Coles and Daughters.
That can be arranged. Can't it?
Because you're planning to get your sisters in, right?
Yeah, I'd love to do that. Obviously, they're a bit young at the moment, but
they've got
Sydney,
the right mentality.
She's already started get like an interest.
Do you know what? Of my kids, I've got 3. The eldest, Delilah, she's not really too fussed.
Yeah.
Arabella, when we had the yard, you couldn't get her away from there. Loved it. Wanted to sit in the forklift. She's like, absolutely loved it down there. I think I've got a picture of her somewhere with a tube in her hand with a little bobby hat on and whatnot. And Hugo, you can't drive past the scaffolding without scaffolding, Dad. Like, it was one of his first words. How sad is that? But he's
I don't know. See, I get the same thing in it around our town because the twins I got are a lot younger. They point out everything to their like mum and stuff. Like, that's my dad's scaffolding. So it's quite a nice thing, isn't it? They recognise it, but when they get older and they go, "Oh, it's only scaffolding, Dad."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but no, it's nice.
I think it's when they start getting bored when you tell them you scaffolded that house.
Oh, yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Everywhere we go, I'll put a job up round here.
Yeah.
Oh, quoted one round here. We never got it. And like, yeah, I must drive the missus crazy. Great to have you on, by the way.
Thanks for having us.
How was the drive?
Fantastic. It was all right. Nice, mate. Nice.
It's just the arrival that let you down.
Yeah, we definitely made an entrance with the police, I think.
Yeah. Been introduced to Greater Manchester Constabulary.
That's right. We'll leave that for another one.
Yeah. The less said about that, the better. I personally, I've followed your story on social media for a good few years.
Thank you.
It's been amazing to see what you've been doing and continue to do. Take me back to where you first started scaffolding. I think that's an interesting one. We tend to get that out of most people.
Basically, was a problem child, I was then, but I don't know what it would be called now. And got expelled from school at like 13, and we had the social workers after us, or social welfare, and they was going to fine my mum and dad if I didn't go into school. I'd been kicked out of a few schools. And my friend's uncle said, right, you're coming scaffolding with me. And that was
that. So, because I was going to say, you told me about when you started, we were off air, but you told me when you started the company, you was about 21. But I guess if you're 13 when you start, 21's not that young, is it?
No,
I mean, it's probably young by most people's standards to start a scaffolding company.
Well, it makes you, like, from that young age, like, I always think I'm older than what I actually am because I grew up working with older men. You just sort of get their old mental. Do you know what I mean? You're sort of older before your time.
Yeah, I kind of felt like that. And I always wanted that bit of, that bit of extra responsibility on a job. I'd be like, I want to run that and I want to do this. I was speaking to this.
And then when you get it, you're like,
do I really want it? No, I was speaking to a lad the other day. He owns a scaffolding company as well. Jeff, he's called. Jeff Hussein. He owns a company called Core Access. And he started really quite young as well with his dad. I think he was advanced by the time he was 22 or something. But he's, second generation scaffolder and all that. And yeah, he was, I think he sort of feels like one of those like last of the old school. He's saying like not a lot of people come into the industry now and want the responsibility and want to, progress, and different breed, I think.
It's quite hard, like, to get people that want to do scaffolding. I think that's across the board. It's quite unique who wants to do it.
Well, yeah, and who wants to do it, and who we're being told shouldn't do it.
Exactly.
Which leads us on to our kind of next question. I think this is where most people would recognise you from. You employ Todd Scanland. Is it Scanland?
Right. Yeah, it is Scanland, yeah.
Tell us a bit about Todd.
Wow. Just a legend, isn't he? He's just there's no sort of word to describe him. Like, just a great bloke to be around, great employee, teammate, just just an all-round good lad, and for what condition he's got, what he does, amazing, outstanding.
And for those who don't know, I'm sure most people do, just because they followed the story. Todd's Down syndrome.
That's right.
And again, trendsetter, to the best of my knowledge, only scaffolding labourer, qualified scaffolding labourer, I might add, in the UK.
Yeah. Which is, like, for us, like, I think that's mental, because when they told us that, like, you just expect more people, like, because it's quite normal to us, you'd expect other people to have similar people with conditions working, but there aren't many around, to be honest.
So how did you first meet? How did employing Todd come about?
So, like, we always used to go away as a family, and I used to go to school with Todd's cousins. So we always used to go on, like, family holidays together, and he idolised me for some reason, but Kelsey can tell you a bit more of what he used to say.
He used to always ask to, like, come work for you.
Yeah, he just sort of wanted to be around me, didn't he?
And just kept on asking his mum, and then she finally said yeah.
Yeah, so he kept asking for the job, but we always said, like, we'd give him a chance if he wanted to do it, if his mum would let him, and he's been with us for 5 years, like, so yes.
He's not got bored of it yet.
No, he likes giving us some stick over WhatsApp and telling us that we're lazy and stuff like that, and that job's not neat enough, and where's the ladder, and
so he's keeping you in check then.
He's on it.
He's on it all the time, mate. Because we got a group chat, when the jobs get done, they go into the group chat and, yeah, nice job, or that wasn't good enough, or, you know what I mean? He's very, he's a
hard man to please.
He is, yeah. He is a hard man to please, but no, it's good. It's fantastic to have him.
So, I mean, employing him, that's probably led to a lot of the attention that the Cole Scaffolding has been given. How have you managed and found all the sort of extra attention? Because, I mean, the conversations I've had with you, it's clear as day to me that attention was not the motivation for employing Todd. But how have you found the attention it's brought?
It's quite strange. Like, I still can't understand the attention that it got, because to me it was just normal. Given he wanted a job, as anyone does, he came into work and he worked. So to me it was like, it's just another worker, a lad that wants to work, and he's in. So, but obviously it escalated from, like, just a local little radio station that spotted him, and it just blew up, and it's like, obviously he's, like, bigger than, like,
Jesus.
Yeah, basically. But he thoroughly deserves the attention that he gets, because when he turns up, he's working. He's not. It's just not a gimmick. Do you know what I mean? So,
was there ever a time that where you first realised that it was unusual, like, in terms of, like, customers and?
Yeah, there was a lot of customers, like, and people, because we work a lot on the street. So when people were like, "Wow, like, that lad's got Down syndrome," and at first I sort of got a little bit offended, because I was like, "Why are they staring? What's the problem?" But obviously, if you don't see that, like, congregated into work, or integrated into work, sorry, it's a bit unusual, isn't it?
Yeah,
I guess so. Yeah, it's a bit strange, but I don't know, it's become the norm. We did get a lot of negative comments for taking Todd on, which you're always going to get people with, like,
I think people have this sort of holier than thou attitude, like, oh, you should be doing this and you should be doing that. We were saying, like, what should, who decides what should happen and what shouldn't happen?
For me, I'm the boss. I'm taking the risk. He's coming to work for me. He's earning a living. He's enjoying coming to work. Why would it be any different?
I think that's what we do a lot. We tend to, like, judge everybody by the same set of standards.
Of course.
Like, and you've got your business, as you say, and you have priced that scaffold and how long it's going to take with what materials you've got, with what labour you've got, and one of those people involved in the build process is Todd. And if you've found a way to utilise him, and I mean, more important than that, he's coming to work and he's enjoying himself. Like, how many people can say that?
Oh, he's always up early for work. He's outside, rain, sleet, snow. So,
and that's what a team is, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? That is what a team is. That there's going to be people that bring different attributes to the team.
Of course.
And clearly, Todd brings his own unique set of attributes.
Yeah.
And hopefully, it'll lead to more diversity within the scaffolding industry.
Actually, looking at your football shirt, I think we ought to try and get one off of Ross for Todd. Actually, I might have to order one because that looks a good top.
Mr. Brown, you know where they're at.
We'll have to send us a price list, and we'll have to get one for Todd, I think.
Oh, come on, we can do better. So yeah, just while we've got them out, this
looks good.
Kelsey Hart, sponsored by a good friend of the show, iScaff. We thought we'd give it a whirl on air.
That's nice.
Also, another good friend of the show, Leia.
Oh, nice.
Leia Lightweight. So give them a bit of a plug, and hopefully, in return for that, you've got to get Todd. Come on. And mine and Kelsey.
Oh.
How many staff you got?
There's 38 of us now. Nah.
Yeah. Speaking of attire, I mean, I've clocked your shirt as well there. No stigma here.
Yeah.
That's your own, that, isn't it? Your own hashtag.
I trademarked it.
Yeah, so no one's got a right to that other than...
Well, it's just something that I believe in, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, like, through work or life or anything, I don't judge anyone.
And going back to the attire as well, we mentioned about the socks, didn't we? Are they still for sale?
Yeah. You can either contact me, or I can plug you the link so you can go direct to the shop.
Or we'll leave that in the link for the description. The YouTube video.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, we'll bang that in there. The socks as well. This was a while ago, but this is another thing that kind of made you social media famous. Was I remember seeing the jumper. Mm-hmm. What was the inspiration behind that?
Madness. That's what I do. I just come up with something and just go with it, whether it's right or wrong. Just give it a go, innit?
So for those who don't know what the jumper was, it
was made out of it was a t-shirt made out of odd socks cut together, and I know a tailor, and I went in there with a box full of odd socks and said, "Can you make me a t-shirt?" And he made it. I wore it actually to a boxing event at York Hall, and people were like, "Where the hell did you get that?" And then a couple of people bid on it, and a good guy from UK tax claim, Richard, I forget his last name, but he bought it.
How much did it go for in the end?
I'm pretty certain it was like 3,000 something for a t-shirt made of socks.
So what did you wear to spend the money?
It's amazing. Like, it's all been framed for so it's a nice gift.
And what charity was this?
That's Swindon Down Syndrome Group,
of which I believe you're still a trustee.
Yeah, I am indeed. Yeah, thank you.
How did that come about? Was it just through the attention that you'd got through?
I think it was just to give them, I wanted to be a part of it.
Yeah,
because I do a lot with Todd, and it was just to give them some different ideas, I guess. I like fundraising. I like charity events. I like trying to be different, challenge myself, and if I can raise it for a good cause, that's what I try and do. So, yeah, they've got me on board. I've been there 4 years as a trustee, and it's amazing to be a part of it.
Oh, well done, sir. That's off. It's led to some awards as well, I believe.
Sorry?
The sort of charitable work of the National Diversity Award.
Yeah, we won most diverse scaffold company in the Southwest.
So I guess, employing Todd and Kelsey, and it's what we want, isn't it? Bringing more people into the industry.
Well, there is a shortage of people,
Mm.
And if people want to come into the industry, why not bring them in and open doors and get other people that want to, that may not know or have access to it, by seeing different variation of people. It's going to open it up for them, isn't it?
Do you know what? I've had sort of different opinions at different times on the whole diversity conversation, Because you do hear the terms positive discrimination banded about by certain people, and I've probably sympathised with that side of the argument as well a little bit on occasion. And then a weird thing sort of really changed my mind, and it's nothing to do with construction, nothing to do with scaffolding, probably nothing to do with employment. Recently, the cricket, there was like a big investigation into the, I guess, the powers that be within the English cricket. And they were saying that, it's a very elitist and he's got all these problems within the sport. And I'm thinking, how many young athletes in boxing, football come from underprivileged inner city areas where there's lack of investment and all the rest of it. And we're producing these world champions. Like Britain is like huge in the world of boxing. To say we're this tiny country off the side of Europe, we've produced some of the best boxers in the world.
Yeah.
And we've produced some of the best footballers now. I think the English football team seems to be on the up. And I think it's because we've invested and tried to encourage people from diverse backgrounds that we perhaps didn't really include in the conversation before. The same happens in scaffolding. We get more Kelseys and more Todds and everything in between. Then it's got to be a benefit to us, surely.
Definitely, I think that's what needs to happen. If there's a shortage, you've got to expand and adapt and change your perception, haven't you? And let everyone have a go.
Yeah, it's like mining for gold. Like if you're mining in the same place, you might strike gold, and then that gold they might sort of run out. And if it has, then you've got to stop looking in that area, and you've got to go onto pastures new and mine somewhere else. Yeah. And maybe it is that we need to encourage more women in scaffolding. I know that you ex-offenders as well. That was another.
Yeah, we got a couple of lads that have been convicted, have come out of prison and worked for us, and some of the best employees I've got.
Do you see yourself as a mentor?
Nah, 100%. No.
Because to the outside looking in, that is how I think a lot of people view you.
See, I don't see it like that. I just see it quite natural to, like, because people have asked me before, like, how do you teach that? How, like with Todd, how do you? I don't think you can teach it. You either got it or you haven't. It's like I just adapt to any situation that you need to be around.
Would you say you're a patient person?
That's my daughter.
No,
because
it just seems like you would have to have a great deal of patience. And I'm not. It's hard enough to bring anybody into scaffolding because it's a rough, tough trade. You're lifting heavy stuff around, and let's have it right. In the winter, you go out in the dark and you come home and it's still dark. It's tough.
He is patient.
But yeah, that's what I was getting at. It just seems that in order to get anybody through and to the level that Todd and Kelsey, you'd have to have some patience.
I've got 4 daughters. So you learned. What was that song? So you sort of learn. Like you're not always going to win everything, so you need to just.
I don't think you're going to win anything.
So I try to be as patient as I can. Not like there's always times where you're under pressure, and like with work, there's times that you got to do it. But like with Todd, I've understood that he needs a bit more learning time than everyone else. Like, and that doesn't say that you wouldn't need that time, but by doing that, we found his like real strengths, and that's what we use to his benefit, if that makes sense. And like it's just I don't know. I am quite patient. I think my dream would be to open a training centre.
Really?
That would be.
We're in the same split. We need to have a conversation then.
That's what like something I would love.
I think, as I say, when you've got somebody who's clear motivation for the things that they do are unselfish, I think that straight away says to me, mentor, says, teacher. And I know it's hard to sort of see yourself in that, like you think, fucking, I've made every mistake in the book. Am I going to teach anything?
But then you learn from your mistakes, isn't it?
Yeah.
If I can I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, and if I can not necessarily help you not make them, because it's natural as a human, you're going to make mistakes. But by telling them my story, like, it might make them think, do you know what? I ain't going to do it. Or
take us back to some of the mistakes, if you don't mind. Because I know some things are tricky to talk about on camera, but
always involved with the police, always up to no good.
I think you can hear them outside.
Yeah, as I said earlier, that's why I probably got pulled by the Manchester police, but we won't go into that again. You should have wore your seatbelt. I was just in with a bad crowd, drugs, drink, just abusing everything. But that back then was like an image that I wanted to portray. I think be a scaffolder.
Yeah, and we all have a little something to prove, that everyone wants to be the alpha male, and
But I look back at it now and I think, like, those years, mate, are like wasted. But then coming away from it, like, I've been clean from drugs for like 11 years. I do a lot of running, do a lot of like challenges on myself, like mentally. And I think it's made me the person I am, if that makes sense. Like, I can still see what I was like, but now I see where I'm going.
Yeah, it's forged in the fire, and
it keeps you going.
Yeah,
you look at that and you think, like, even people around me, like, if they're in a bad situation where I was at, like, I'd always try and support them or help them, because you can get through things, can't you?
Yeah, I think this has been the with season 2 kicking off. We had, like I say, Ian Hines in last week.
Yeah.
From he's got a training company, Training in Mind, and he does a lot of work with the Lighthouse charity.
Yeah.
Is that a charity that you've been involved with or been familiar with?
I know of them, and I know that they do great things. Obviously, I know Ian.
Yeah.
Very well.
Oh,
Speak to, he's a good guy.
Is this one of those social media things as well? Where, like, because we were saying, weren't we, like,
what
seems to be,
did you call us?
Scaffolding. So there seems to be so many, like, when I go to events and stuff, like Scaff Champ being one of them, and like, you're just like, oh, I know him, and know him, and know him, but like, you don't, but you do.
I think that's a
weird,
positive thing.
That's great,
because the people that I see and I notice and keep in touch with on LinkedIn, they've all been a part of my journey, I think. So it's quite nice. And like Ian, we've had many a conversation. He's a good guy.
He's a sound bloke. Yeah, again, and this is, I see the same with you. You just get the feeling that he's all for the right reasons. Do you know what I mean? He's
genuine.
Really, really genuine guy. And I think, again, there seems to be this, and we've just had, we've had a National Suicide Awareness Day, and obviously people know my connection to that sort of cause and everything. I think, why not make it just the theme for the entire series of just try and promote positive mental health
it's a big
in
thing,
the construction industry and generally, I suppose.
It's a big thing, isn't it? It's like, we've been on training courses and stuff like that, and like suicide, as I think it always in everyone's life is sort of touched, like either a close friend or a friend of a friend. So it's becoming sort of not affecting you as a family, but it's there, isn't it? And you can see it in, like, quite close to home.
Yeah.
So I think it is a massive thing that needs to be worked on.
Yeah. And I think just more advocates, more mentors.
Well, I think in scaffolding and construction, no one wanted to speak today. So now, like with what Ian's doing, Lighthouse, it's encouraging people that it is okay not to be okay, and that is a massive thing. If you can talk to someone,
I'm gonna come to you as well on this, Kelsey, because I know when we had Vicky Welsh, and I mentioned Vicky to you before, she's another female scaffolder. She said she found in her workplace people were more likely to open up to her, and they found it easier, maybe not even to talk to her directly, but they found it more easy, to open up when there were females and there was women in the work team. Do you find the same? The lads are more.
The lads talk to me about things, and I made them aware that I did the course and everything, and always let them know that they can come and speak to me. But they don't really talk about like personal things.
Yeah.
But then again, that might just be because I'm younger. But
Yeah, possible. But Ian said this really interesting thing when he came on. He said, everyone's got a mate. They go, oh, my mate's going through this and my mate's going through that, you know? And sometimes they just try to
It's mask
test
it,
the
innit?
water.
yeah.
It's to mask it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just by like. But no, like one of the reasons like I thought Kelsey was good to do a first aid mental health first aider is because of that. Like they're not always going to approach me, are they? Because they're always worried, like, oh my god, if I tell the boss, he might do this or he might do that, or so by giving other options, like there's a few of our staff members that are done it, have done the course,
Including Todd.
Todd done it as well. Yeah.
Oh, did
he? Yeah, he's done. He's got a lot.
He's more qualified than me now.
But like, it's just nice that they can, if they wanted to speak to others, if they're worried about anything, then like my door's always open. But I get it's not always easy to talk to the boss, is it?
Yeah, it's easy to have someone in the. Like, I was going to say one of the lads. Then you were saying before the WhatsApp group.
Oh, it's just one of them things, isn't it? Like, all right, lads, and then you think, oh, sugar, I've just sent that. I can't delete. And lady,
It's okay. I don't take it personal.
So your role within the company, we were just discussing before, not only trainee scaffolder.
well, she's passed her COTS course.
Yeah. So did you apply for the trainee card or because you can pick, can't you?
She's got the trainee scaffolder card.
Okay. Right. So
Yeah,
trainee
she's
scaffolder.
going for it.
I
Trainee
want to do
scaffolder.
the part 1 and everything.
A trainee scaffolder, but also that's not your only job role in the business. It's clearly the social media manager for Cole Scaffolding.
Wow, I did try and convince him for ages to get TikTok, and he finally did. And how many followers do you have now?
Just under 20,000.
That's
we're trying to get up. Like
that's insane.
It's got like.
And how long ago did you pick it up? Did you start?
It was during COVID, wasn't it?
Something like that. Yeah,
Because you were doing it all through lockdown.
some silly. There's all. Listen, I do some silly content, but I do a lot like about my journey and my mental health and stuff like that. So, but it's great because like the younger generation can see.
It's come out of nowhere, hasn't it? This social media. Well, social media's not come out of nowhere at all, but like the TikTok thing,
It's crazy.
It blew up really quickly. Because it used to be this app called Musical.ly, and they changed it all, and that's when it.
I think I heard of that one as well.
Yeah, they're the same. They just got changed.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're
Right.
the same app, and they got changed.
I don't know how, like.
Yeah, because you were saying to me about Snapchat as well,
Yeah.
and I thought Snapchat. That's got to be like 2015 and something. Snapchat,
Right.
or maybe even earlier.
Well, like based on like all my friends and that, they mostly use Snapchat and like TikTok and Twitter and Facebook, but Instagram isn't really it anymore.
Is it not? I'm like focusing all my attention on Insta.
Sorry, mate.
Jesus.
You've been
Sorry to
unfollowed
break
on
it.
that.
You know, yeah, I've been focusing on, but TikTok. I don't know. I don't know. You probably. I reckon this was probably your objection to going on it first. That you felt too old for it.
I did feel like because they were Kelsey and my younger daughter Sydney. They were doing like TikToks and that, and I was like, how the hell is a near on 40-year-old bloke gonna like do things like that? But then when you take that sensibility hat off and you do the stupid ones,
it's funny as well, though, isn't it?
fun,
Do you know what I mean? Because we do bits and bobs in the house, you know, just filming little daft videos. They never really go anywhere, but it's a laugh, innit?
Of course.
And I suppose if you're sharing that with people, and they're.
Do you know what I like about it? And I always regret this with like my mum when she passed away. Like, you never take enough photos, do you? Videos, photos. Like years ago, you used to have camcorders, do this, video that, do like, and you had so many memories. And then with your phone, you take a picture and that's it. Like, you leave it on the phone, don't you?
On two different fronts as well, I've felt this. Like, I see so many people putting pictures on like LinkedIn of scaffolds that they did and like and I thought, I've been on some brilliant jobs and done some really cool stuff. Never took a photograph of it. And the same on a personal level. Like when I go out, I just don't want to be messing about with my phone or anything like that. But my missus is always taking photographs, and I'm like, oh, he was along with the photographs. Like, no, stand there. I said, yeah, but we're not really standing like that. Just take it how it is. But they should always set us up for these photographs and make us stand in a certain way and everything, I always want to look at them. You know,
because it is nice.
yeah, when they come up and you think, God, I wish I'd have took more, really. But
what I do like is obviously on like Facebook and stuff like that, you get like memories come up, and there's things that you forget about that like 3, 4, 5 years ago. Like I surprised Todd on his 30th in Vegas, flew out there and surprised him, and the video come up of me like at the door surprising him, and you think, bloody hell, I would have forgot all about that. But yeah, I think
he's had some journeys, well, hasn't he, Todd? Do you know what I mean? Like, just to reel off a couple of the bits and pieces he's done, like
boxing,
the charity boxing,
3 white collar fights, undefeated. Like, he's met the bold builders who are quite big on like Facebook and stuff. They come down and work for us for the day. We've played in a charity football match. He's had, before his fight, like where we live, Swindon, all the players were like wishing him luck for his fight and stuff like that. It's like, he's just an amazing lad, isn't he? He will do any, like, he loves life.
Yeah, I think that's like he's not the unsung hero at all, because we did want to get him on, didn't we? But he's got gout on him, poor lad.
Yeah, so he's resting up.
Yeah,
but we will.
I don't know if it's actually a wrestling injury and he's just keeping it under wraps.
He's just taking a bit of time off work, I think, paid. That's all it is. But we will make a promise. We will bring him up to see you when he's better. We'll come back up and we'll let you tell you.
TV's nothing to him either. Do you know what I mean? He's used to it. Been on Channel 5.
Yeah, he's good. Mate. He's a good lad.
I'm looking forward to meeting him in person. I say his journey as well. Has he got a social media following as well, Todd?
The thing is, he had TikTok, and you know what people are like. People are just nasty, like, and because he sees all the good in people, so he didn't. At the time, he didn't fully understand that people are nasty. So, like, we spoke to his mum and his brother see it and took him off there, which is a shame.
And did he see any of it?
Yeah.
How did that affect him?
I don't know, like, certain things do affect him, certain things don't, but it's like, it's just nasty, isn't it?
It really is a horrible shame, because I think people just expect, he won't get it. But from what you've mentioned, you know, like the banter with him and all the rest of it, he clearly gets it.
Do you know what?
So he would get the opposite as well, wouldn't he?
It's a shame, because there's a lady on TikTok called Harriet, and she's got Down syndrome, and like we follow each other, and she chats to me, and she's amazing as well as Todd. Like the things she does on there, singing, dancing, and all that, and that's what Todd was enjoying doing. And for like small-minded people to just, do you know what I mean? But I had this the other day. We've been doing videos with Kelsey working and sharing it, so younger people, like women that may want to do construction, scaffolding, bricklaying, whatever, see my daughter doing it and go, do you know what? I could do that. But you get some idiot that chucks in a sarky comment. Yeah. So on this occasion, I called him out and said, show us how good you are. Disappeared. Do you know what I mean? And you just think, like,
couldn't put a nut in a monkey's mouth. That's what the old saying was, wasn't it? Yeah, you get so many of them. Just like,
it's just annoying. Like for me, like I don't take it to heart, but I just think, do you know what I mean? If you just show us then, show us how good you are. Like she's in every day of the week. She's trying, she's learning, and she's only going to get better, isn't she?
And I think that's a lot of time. That's what doesn't really get addressed. Is like there are different abilities that people bring. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I remember again Vicky saying that there was people saying, "Oh, you've got an advance card, so you're getting the same money as me, but you couldn't do this and you couldn't do that." It's like, so yeah, I'm sure there's a load of things that you couldn't do that I can do. But it's a team.
This is what, like with Kelsey, I'm trying to sort of pass on my comments, because her confidence working with male, she's always trying to compare, like not in a bad way, but she's go, oh, they're carrying that, so I should be carrying that. And I'm like, but you're your own person. You carry what you can carry. Like you're always going to get someone that thinks, oh, look at me, I can carry
Well,
10 boards.
I'm sure you will agree with this because you will have been there as well. There's many a scaffolder suffering with a bad back, bad knee, bad wrist. I've had operations, you know what I mean? And it's through showing off and, you know, probably exceeding your limitations. And what do you actually get out of it? You carry 9 boards and then someone goes, hey.
Yeah,
It's like, yeah, that's worth the fucking operation. That was worth the 2 weeks off work.
Well, that's the thing. And like, I'm trying to explain to Kelsey, and I think this is why it would be nice for her to like speak to Vicky or Rianne or whatever.
Yeah, she's got. I'm sure she said she's got like a group. It might be a Facebook group or something like that, but definitely.
Well, it'd be nice because, like, obviously working with all males, it'd be nice to just get their opinions or views or techniques or any sort of like hints and tips that they may give her, Kelsey, that I can't because I'm too long in the tooth, mate. You know what I mean? So,
well, aside from that. And we did touch on this before, but like neither of us are women.
no,
Do you know what I mean? And like you can only give the advice and the guidance and whatever from your own perspective, which is not their perspective. So I think now there seems to be more of them about like you know, networking with each other and getting together. It's got to be a good thing.
Yeah, well, definitely, it'd be nice to get in touch, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because like I think it would just be nice because she's probably related to comparing herself to like other guys because that's all she's probably known on like a job. So I think it would be nice to talk to her and stuff.
Yeah, the unique experiences that we as men we can't, you know.
No, I know.
And I guess it's the same with the race debate. Do you know what I mean? Like you hear a lot of white folks saying, oh, you know, you should do this and you should do that. It's like, well, I've never been a black person experiencing racial abuse, so I can't really say how I would have or could have reacted to it and how you should react to it. I don't know. It's just we just need to have more. I don't know what the word is. Fairness and open-mindedness. I think it is because I think fairness can be a dangerous statement as well. Because fairness sometimes people have sort of made it like everything's got to be equal. Everybody's got to be equal. And like what we were talking about a couple of minutes ago with, you know, people bringing different attributes to the team. You know, you wouldn't be able to do this and you wouldn't be able to do that. Well, not every male advanced scaffolder is on an equal. I've met some fucking terrible advanced scaffolders.
100%. You got one sat here.
Do you know what I mean? No. And I've met some really, really good sort of part 2 scaffolders, and I've met some absolutely mustard trainee scaffolders who've just never gone, you know, down the full route of getting the cards. I know company owners who have never, you know, not got a card at all.
Yeah.
And they're really, really good. So
it's one of them, though, isn't it? It's like if you don't compare, but it's always going to be difficult because we always compare ourselves, don't we? Like there'll be someone there, and you go, "Bloody hell, he's." Yeah. I even do it. Like I work with someone, and I go, "Bloody hell, that's amazing how he's done that," because you learn something new, don't you? You pick up technique. So it's just I'd like to try and out Kelsey as much as possible, innit? Learn.
Yeah.
So I can retire.
I guess someone else will run the business.
Sorry, mate. I've been waiting to say that all afternoon.
And how far off do you think you are? Do you think you'd leave, you'd sell?
Do you know what? I don't.
Are you enjoying it?
I love scaffolding. I don't like it's. If you love a job, you never work a day, do you? And that's what we do.
I was gonna just before we do kind of come towards wrapping up the tattoos.
What scaffolding? It's a unique sleeve.
That's a level, isn't it?
Yeah, level, spanner, tape measure. That's a ladder, but it's upside down. But yeah, it's just inspired. Everything. It was done by a scaffolder. I've done the London.
Oh, really?
Eye. Yeah, and he done it all for me.
Oh, thanks.
It's good, yeah. But again, people say, "Oh, you've took the job too far." But if
did you not see that kid who got Linden tattooed to his chest? No. That was all over social media. It was a while ago. Yeah.
But then
I'll see if we can dig the video out. But yeah, it was on Runcorn Bridge.
But for me, it's my passion, isn't it? It's what I'm good at. It's what I like doing. So don't judge me for it.
No, long may it continue. We need more Martyn Coles with an S in the scaffolding industry, and I think just generally in life because you've done amazing things. You continue to do amazing things, and I can't wait to watch the rest of the journey unfold, wherever
Well,
it may take you.
I've got 2 more things coming up, and I'm doing a parachute
Ah,
jump.
almost forgot.
But I can't say the person because if Todd sees it.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm raising
Someone very close to you.
Yeah, very close. So I'm jumping out of a plane 4 days before I take these girls to Australia, which is mental. And then I've got a place in London Marathon next April.
Okay, it's not easy to get a place.
No,
All right.
not easy. So yeah,
It's fucking not easy to do it either.
no. So if you know any Uber numbers for when I'm in London, but no, So there will be some bits and bobs coming up that hopefully the guys on
Keep it
LinkedIn
coming, man.
and stuff can continue to watch. And
Yeah, keep it coming. We love it. We absolutely love it.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you both for coming on, and I'll see you next time.
Take care, mate.
See ya. And then we're done. Good. Addy's smiling.